since I went away. I knew that I'd be back someday. I hope it's not too late for me. I'm ready now to lose my foolish pride. I'm coming home to your love. I'm coming home.
Welcome to the Ferrari Winter Street Stocks race number 4. Today we're here at the Lanier National Speedway for the Lanier Islands 200. We've got a great sized crowd on hand here as 28 drivers get ready and set to race in this little short track right next to Road Atlanta here in Braselton, just outside of downtown Atlanta. But before we get started, let's take a look at our starting lineup. So on the pole we have Hoodlum and next to him Ryan Benjamin. Row 2, TS Media and Sean Ard. Row 3, Georgia native Random J and next to him Owen Miles. Row 4, Richard Herman and John Fredrickson. Row 5, Keyshawn Richardson and Herbert Solomon. Row 6, he won it for Bowman Gray, Devin Payment, and next to him Jason Albert. Row 7, current points leader and last week's winner Dan Mattiello, trying to go 2 in a row here, and Summer Series champion Kellen Baker. Row 8, Ryan Wilson and Brendan Beal. Row 9, John McFadden and Jordan Stout, 2 Atlanta Motorsport drivers right there. Row 10, Brandon Carruthers and Nathan Baird. Row 11, Matthew Burnett and Bradley Ream. Row 12, Nargan Scott and David Johnson. Row 13, Alex Casstevens and Matthew Hill. And finally, row 14, Trey Smith, and for the second week in a row, starting last, Johnny Hernandez in the 46. Take a look at the track info here for today. We're going to go 70 laps on this 3.85 mile long short track with 8 degrees of banking in both of the turns. And as for the weather here in Braselton, Georgia, 44 degrees Fahrenheit with 13 miles per hour towards the west. And with that out of the way, it is now time for the starting command.
Drivers, start your engine!
Again, we've got a great crowd on hand here on this beautiful sunny day here in Braselton as the pace car already down pit road. We're on the green here at Lanier National Speedway. Already tons of side-by-side action here between Hoodlum and Ryan Benjamin. Going into turns 3 and 4, Hoodlum currently with the advantage with TS Media into 9 right behind the 3 car as Hoodlum will lead lap number 1. Ryan Benjamin fighting back on the outside though, these two are still side-by-side for the lead. TS Media tucks into 3rd, Random J side-by-side now with Sean Ard for 4th. Herman and Owen Miles also side-by-side, 3 wide with Herbert Solomon in the middle there between Keyshawn Richardson and John Fredrickson in the 99. Random J now side-by-side with TS Media as Sean Ard falls back here to 5th, my bad. As he's side-by-side now with Richard Herman. Meanwhile, Ryan Benjamin continues to lead in front of Hoodlum, as well as Random J and TS Media's got trouble. Brady Carruthers goes around in turns 3 and 4. Nathan Baird, John McFadden, Jordan Stout, and Matthew Burnett all involved in this one as the caution's out for the first time here today at Lanier. Brady Carruthers coming off a wreck last week. Stafford's, oh, Ryan Benjamin gets into him. Oh, now even more damage on the 77 car. I don't think the 72 from Benjamin has any damage. Let's take a look at the replay to see what caused this wreck. So this wreck started in the back straightaway. The 11 car, 87, 89, and 86 were all 4 wide going into turns 3 and 4. John McFadden gets into Brady Carruthers, spins him out into the wall with Nathan Baird and Jordan Stout having nowhere to go. A lot of damage on Matthew Burnett. Probably got the worst out of anyone in this wreck. Here comes Ryan Benjamin. Brady Carruthers just cut him off, frankly, and Benjamin had nowhere to go. Going more of John McFadden here. Definitely not the homecoming Atlanta Motorsports wanted. It's after cars have damage now. Going more of Nargan Scott. Great job of avoiding that. As Ryan Benjamin will stay out on the track. Doesn't look like any significant damage on that 72 car. He will remain your leader as Hoodlum and Random J make up the top 3 here at Lanier. Fire is not something usually associated with winter, but here it feels like pride. Once those 28 engines fire up, the crowd here gets louder than a teapot whistling on a hot stove. But that's just getting the flames started. Burnt rubber across the track, smoke and exhaust rising out of these fast hot rods. And of course, the drivers' tempers and tensions here get more fired up than a living room fireplace. But hey, you gotta strike while the iron's hot. Or else you might just get left out in the cold. Welcome to the Ferrari Winter Street Stocks. Welcome to winter. Welcome back to Lanier National Speedway here in the Winter Street Stocks. We're about to go back around after a multi-car incident in turns 3 and 4. With the most notable driver being involved is John McFadden in 89. Who came to this race second in points. Definitely gonna have a negative impact on the point standings as Ryan Benjamin leads the field back to green here at Lanier. He gets a great restart into turns 1 and 2 as Random J side by side of TS Media once again for third. TS Media on the inside, Random J forced up the outside. Richard Herman also up on the outside as he side by side of Owen Miles. TS Media clears the 53 for third as Random J tries to hold off Sean Ard for fourth. Keyshawn Richardson once again making it 3 wide in the middle between Herbert Solman and Richard Herman. That was not able to work there. Solman and Herman are now side by side for I believe the 7th position. John McFadden down the apron there for a brief second. He comes back on the track. Thankfully this is not Daytona. You do not get penalized for going down the apron as far as I know. There's Evan Payment there currently just outside the top 10. Dan Mattiello, last week's winner. 3 wide with Brendan Beal and Ryan Wilson. Those are some of your best cars from last week's race at Stafford. There's Narkin Scott currently in 15th. With Trey Smith right behind him in 16th as the other sled car in the field. Currently side by side with Kellen Baker and Jason Albert 3 wide there. Brad Ream running deep in the field. David Johnson also deep in the field. And I guess and there's the 89 car of John McFadden, as I mentioned, was involved in our only caution of the race so far. Definitely going to have a huge points impact after this race is over. Currently just towards the tail end of the lead lap here as Ryan Benjamin continues to pull away from Hoodlum here. Lap number 18 to 70 this time by. Currently the lead between the 72 and 3 is over 1 second. And we've got a quick flyby at the field here as the field goes into turn number 3. And also into turn number 1. As Ryan Benjamin leads yet another lap here, lap number 20 to 70. He's led every single lap here so far. And of course, last week, Mattiello, when he won his race at Stafford, he led every single lap. We will see that happen here again. It's come to lap number 21 to 70. So on board for Random J here is still a side by side with Sean Ard for the 4th position. Random J came to this race 14th in the point standings. DNFs last week at Stafford during that big wreck in the back straightaway. Lots of side-by-side action here at Lanier so far. Herbert Solman and Keyshawn Richardson battling for 6th there. As Benjamin continues to pull away from Hoodlum. The gap's been pretty much the same for the most part for the past several laps. Just a little over a second separates the 2 drivers. Coming in this race, Ryan Benjamin was 23rd in the point standings. So far 0 across the board. 1 DNF from last week's race at Stafford. Taking a look at the fastest lap here so far. TS Media are currently with the fastest lap, with Ryan Benjamin in 2nd and Hoodlum having the 3rd fastest lap here today. Nathan Baird, 4th fastest lap, and Trey Smith, 5th fastest lap of the day here at Lanier. Hoodlum still currently in 2nd place, also coming off a DNF. Take one of the cars out of the race here so far is the Spina Bifida drivers of Braden Carruthers and Matthew Burnett out of the race, as they are both many laps down. Definitely will impact Braden Carruthers in the point standings, as it did come in this race 10th in standings. But as we hit lap number 29 of 70, it's time for some winter street stocks. Crank it up here in the Peach State. Lap number 45 of 70, Ryan Benjamin still your leader here, but he has caught up to lap traffic. He just lapped Jordan Stout during the 11, and allows Hold'em currently in second place to catch up a little bit, but TS Media's right there, side by side with the 3 car. Off of 2, Hoodlum will clear TS Media, but TS Media is still fighting back on the inside. Jordan Stout up the outside there. Will the 11 car play a factor for 3 and 9? Well, looks like he is, as the gap between Ryan Benjamin and Hoodlum is pretty much back where it was when Crank It Up began. TS Media is still trying to get a run off Hoodlum here. So lap number 48 to 70. Almost 3 wide into turn number 1 there, as Ryan Benjamin works on Nargan Scott there at the 86. Nathan Baird and Alex Casstevens right in front of him. Lap number 49, these 2 former teammates are still side by side. As that happens, Ryan Benjamin gets passed by both Nargan Scott and Nathan Baird. Lap number 50 to 70 now. TS Media currently laying back now. Trying to let these two play it out here so he won't lose track positions himself. Hold'em now approaches Nargan Scott and Nathan Baird. See if they play a factor in this battle here. As we come down to lap number 52 of 70. And these two battling side by side is going to do nothing but help Ryan Benjamin, as there's nothing but clean air in front of him. Into turn number 3, Jordan right behind the background of Hood'em as he turns him! Hood'em goes around in turn number 4. And now we're bringing the caution back out. Looks like Hood'em will avoid all the incoming cars there. Hood'em probably not really happy with Jordan's start right now. But hey, that's short track racing for you. Nothing out of the ordinary, as we'll take a look at the replay here. So this started coming off of turn number 2 and into the back straightaway. Hood'em was still side by side with Jordan Stout here. The 11 car just got right behind him and just turned him. Great miss there for TS Media, narrowly hit the 3 car and Sean Hart as well. Let's go on board for Hood'em here. Yep, definitely the definition of dump and run there. But again, this is short track racing. It's nothing out of the ordinary. Hood'em's going to fall down to 7th as Ryan Benjamin is still be a leader here at Lanier as we're back under caution. Welcome back to the Winter Street Stocks here from Lanier National Speedway. We're about to come back green after our second caution of the day, involving the lap car of Jordan Stout pulling the dump and run on Hood'em, who was running second at the time. He's down to 7th as Ryan Benjamin, TS Media, and Sean are making the top 3 as we're back on the green here at Lanier. Lap number 58 is 70 currently. Ryan Benjamin tries to get past by the lap car of Nargan Scott with TS Media right behind him in a 9. And into turns 1, Benjamin will clear the lap car of Nargan Scott as TS Media is now side by side with Nathan Baird, another lap car. Meanwhile, I got some 4-wide action here towards the middle of the pack. 3 of those drivers being Atlanta Motorsport drivers, and only one of them outside the lead lap, which is the 11 car of Jordan Stout. Still 4 wide. Keyshawn Richards makes contact with the 11 car there. As Random J and Sean R still duking it out for that 4th position. They've been pretty much battling for that position this entire race. Sean R goes up high there. Hood'em tucks him right behind Random. As TS Media works on the 87 car and Nathan Baird. Coming down to lap number 63-70. Oh, Sean R makes a little bit of contact there with Jordan Stout. Almost turns him into Keyshawn Richardson. That was very, very close. That could have been a huge wreck. Let's come down to lap number 64. About 7 laps to go here. Owen Miles and Jordan Stout now side by side. Owen Miles is on the lead lap as Random J will pull away from his lap teammate into 4th right behind Keyshawn Richardson. You know, I got some more 3-wide action here. Richard Herman there stuck in the middle. Jason Albert will get by the 95 as Devin Payment's up on the outside. Coming down to 5 laps to go. There's Dan Mattiello in 18th. Pretty disappointing run after completely dominating the race at Stafford last weekend. There's John McFadden in 21st, definitely really negatively impacted in points. There's Johnny Hernandez is the last car going on the lead lap in 23rd. As we come down to lap number 68-70, only 3 laps to go. And as long as nothing goes wrong here for Ryan Benjamin to 72, he'll be the 2nd driver in a row to lead every single lap of the race. Less than 2 laps to go now. Currently the gap between the 72 and 9 is over 2 seconds. He's pretty much got this in the bag as this time by. White flags in the air for Ryan Benjamin. Ryan Benjamin in turns 1 and 2 for the final time. And down the back straightaway is nothing but smooth sailing for that 72 car. And into turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Checkered flags in the air. Ryan Benjamin into 72 will win here at Lanier. Congratulations to Ryan Benjamin and Ryan Racing. They are your winners today here at Lanier. And of course, as I mentioned, he led every single lap, and of course won the race. He will get maximum bonus points here today. But now let's take a look at finishing results and point standings after this race. So here we go. Ryan Benjamin finishes first. Again, an absolutely dominant performance for the 72 team here today, as he will be the second driver in a row to lead every single lap of a race. Second is TS Media, making that his second top 5 finish in only 3 starts, so definitely impressive there for the number 9 team. Finishing third is Random J, and getting passed by Keyshawn Richardson there to claim his first top 3 finish of the season. Keyshawn Richardson finishes 4th, by far his best race of the year so far. Much needed run for that 24 team, has mostly struggled, has been involved in accidents in every single race up until this point. Owen Miles finishes 5th, another great run for that driver who also desperately needed a good run here today. Sean Ard finishes 6th, pretty good run for him today. Finishing 7th is Brendan Beal, has been one of the most consistent drivers of the season, and today's race continues to enforce that. Finishing 8th is Herbert Solomon for his second straight top 10 finish here in the Winter Street Stocks, so a good run for him there. Finishing 9th is Hoodlum after running second for pretty much the entire race. He's probably not too happy with Jordan Stout right now, would not be surprised if a fight breaks out between the two of those here today. And rounding off the top 10 is Jason Albert in the 48, making that his first ever top 10 finish here in the Winter Street Stocks. And now for the point standings in the halfway point of the season, Dan Mattiello is still your points leader for 147 points. But Brendan Beal currently in second, right behind him, only behind by 3 points. John Fredrickson also in third, not too far behind by 7. Ryan Wilson behind by 11 in 4th, and same could also be said for Sean Ard, who was in 5th, also behind by 11. John McFadden in 6th. If you remember before this race began, he was second, only 9 points behind Dan Mattiello. Now he's down to 6th, behind by 13. So not out of it, but still has a little ways to go if he wants to catch up to the 17 and the rest of the point leaders. Devin Payment right behind him in 7th, behind by 14. Random J back up into the top 10 in points, behind by 17. Johnny Hernandez falls down to 9th, 22 points behind Dan Mattiello. And Kellen Baker will round off the top 10 here in points, behind by 24. So next up, race number 5, we head to the Wisconsin International Speedway in Kaukauna, Wisconsin for the Wisconsin Lottery 250. That'll be on his channel next weekend, of course. And of course, with this being in winter in Wisconsin, expect it to be a very, very cold race, so it's definitely a race you do not want to miss. And as always, thank you all for watching this race. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next week.